Morning, Don. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Randall. How you doing?
Good, good.
You guys hearing okay?
Can hear you. Yep.
Well, I have, I have a lot of following back, right, I know. By 7, I'm on the. Are you with me? Oh, yeah. I know.
Rand, can you hear me, Rand?
Hey, Chris. How are you?
I'm good, just checking in with Ron and everybody, and I just want you to know I'm doing the logo today.
Hey, nice. Good job.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Let's do our pledge of allegiance here. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Now the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First.
Is it the truth?
Second.
Is it better?
Third. Fourth. Fifth.
Is it fun?
Sixth.
Bacon, corn.
Thank you, Vanna White.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, do we have inspiration for the morning?
The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but building the new. We're looking at that. Little heavy apparently on a Friday morning.
Pretty good, perfect. All righty. Do we have any visitors? We do have our special guest, Peter Schlegel. And he's going to be talking to us about support for educators, which is a regional program that assists students in various school districts, which should be very interesting. All right. There's Joyce. Oh, I'm Tracy too.
Oh, driver.
For chauffeur.
All right. Well, you know, we do have a couple of birthdays this week. Angie's is actually today. And then Anthony's is coming up this week. So happy birthday to them, wherever they are. We have an anniversary, Ken Collins. Now, as far as Rotary anniversaries, it's an amazingly long list this week. We got John Spencer, Eileen, we got Ron, we got Kristen Odegaard, Christine, and Steve Drummond. So, boy, that was a busy week over the last few years. Okay, very important announcement. Today is Flag Day.
Oh, what day?
What is Flag Day? Do you know what we're supposed to do? Oh, we're supposed to put our flags up.
Flag, any flag?
We already did.
We got a flag, so we're good. We got actually 2 flags, but you know, I don't remember it really. I guess I should Google it.
We just kind of recognize when our flag, the original design was adopted.
Okay, so that makes sense. So let's recognize that.
Since we were a young fledgling there.
All right, so, as everybody knows, we do not have a meeting here next week.
Say what?
Which works out well, because if we wanted to have a meeting here, we would be able to, because the room is busy with other business. But we do have a very special meeting, next Friday evening at the, food bank for our installation banquet. And, I get to be uninstalled, and one gets to be installed.
Well, Ron, be here.
And then a whole bunch of people get to be reinstalled as board members and such, so. Did you press it? Nope. Or, okay. So, yeah, we've got a big crowd coming, over 50, so. That's, should be a good event, and we're looking forward to some wonderful music from Maria. Very incredible. Don't forget to wear your Hawaiian shirt. You don't have to. You know, you can come on Sunday. You should. All right. Oh, yeah. And then if we don't overeat Friday nights, there's a shed cleanup, right? Still Saturday morning. Yeah, is it? It's in the morning.
Yep,
Yep.
9 o'clock.
Okay.
It
So-
won't take long, because we're gonna be in and out. If I need muscle, I'm gonna bring Sharpies. It's gonna be fabulous, amazing. Good time for everyone. Good time, stuff like all.
All right, so there'll be room for our wonderful new tent. Thanks, Rand. Bob and I and other, well, we had the afternoon shift or evening shift at the farmer's market, and we've got to break in our brand new rotary tent, and it's a beautiful tent. And it actually has got a very convenient carrier that we can fold it all up into and load it right in the back of a mid-size SUV or truck, obviously. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. And when we get our storage unit cleaned out, maybe we can even keep it there. In the meantime, Bob and I have trunks full of stuff that we need to transfer over to Brian, I guess, to get some, put somewhere for the time being.
It's walked across the street.
Yeah, it's not too, it's not too hard. Okay, let's do reports, starting with you, Jack.
I'm gonna go over to First Financial today to hopefully start, open up the new account. So just to give people, the next step, of course, is to try to get the Square and the Venmo to be redirected to the new account. So there may be some disruption possibly, hopefully not.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, yeah, other than paying bills. Oh, the farmer's market booth, I'm assuming I can just mail that payment. Anybody know?
If you want, you can, and you can give me that.
Okay, I have the check here. Yeah, I have the check here, so if you want,
I'll grab it, I'll give it to her.
Okay. that is fine. And then, don't know if the school district, they seem to be closed upstairs, so I'll just mail their rent payment, but I think that's everything.
We might be open by the time we leave today.
It's possible, I will check.
Yeah, there's somebody up there. A few things. Gary?
Well, the next board meeting is Wednesday, July 10th at the Community Food Bank at 6 p.m. As you kind of mentioned, we've got the end of the Rotary year fast approaching. On July 1st, we start a new Rotary year, new president, and a new dues billing period. So if you haven't paid, please do so now.
Yes, please.
Farmers Market, Anthony and I, along with, Gimpy Brian, set up, and then we, finished it, the first shift. And we had a great time there. The tent, brand is awesome. It was, attention getting, very attractive. We found out, and Anthony can get the name of the house, I think, but the house where the chickens are on Lake Stevens Drive. There are 200 chickens there. The daughter that lives there, came and was talking to us. I don't know if it was her dad or her mom's boyfriend or what, but, when we talked about the geese don't fly because they're too fat.
That's my problem too, by the way.
So, but the tent was, an eye catcher. It, got everyone's attention. We just have one minor problem that I pointed out to, Rand about the brackets that hold up the other parts of the, display, the backdrop and the such. And, other than that, it was, it did create, people looked at it, and they actually came over and talked to us, which was good. So
And the fish bowls worked well again this year.
they did.
We got a lot of inputs.
If you can imagine having the director of the food bank sitting there when people are voting, he was no shame though. He didn't really tell them until afterwards.
I only booed people if they did.
And having a big emblazoned logo.
But it, you know, to Rand's kind of thinking when we put this all together, it starts a dialogue about Rotary and what Rotary does in the community. And the more we get that information out, the more that, we become, a force. And we're already there, but on getting the people. That's it.
Ron,
All right, thanks for get off mute. Look forward to next week for the passing of the gavel. We got some big things coming up. Obviously, at the end of July, we have Aquafest. So we have some big commitments, the corn booth, and if we take on garbage and the cornhole. So I know Brian, thanks Brian. He stepped up to help spearhead the corn booth with Rochelle and I think garbage as well. So if we decide to do that, and then I think Dawn has more probably on the cornhole tournament. And that's all I got.
all right,
Need all hands on deck.
okay, thank you. Eileen,
So thank you for everybody responding to the email. We have 55 people coming to the banquet, which is we're going to be setting up at 10 o'clock. Anthony, you're going to be there, right? And then Christine's going to help. If anybody else wants to come and help set up and decorate, that would be great. We'll be there at 10 o'clock. And then a card went out. We sent another thinking of you card to Joyce. And we sent a card out to Chris Martin because they're so we sent that out. So if anybody has anything else that they would like me to do as far as cards or acknowledgements, just let me know and I will get on it right away. But everybody's been really good about reaching out and letting me know, like, hey, we need.
I heard that.
okay. Brian,
So we do, farmers market every other week. So not next week, but the week after. I'll send signups out for that. And I was thinking about doing a street cleanup on the 20, sorry. Because I always say the date's wrong and then everybody's like, yeah, wrong day. On the 29th, that's what I was thinking. But I actually want to do here and market at the same day. So we need like probably 8 people to do it. So that's what I'm thinking. And then but I'll send out the details on it today. So street cleanup on the 29th.
The one on Market, you go down 91st is,
Market all the way down.
the bids?
So yeah, all the way down the hill to the lake.
No, that's 16.
Um,
Market Lake?
oh,
Isn't that Market? Yeah.
Market
Market.
by me.
market down, all the way down that one.
Yeah, Martin is the road right next to Hagen, goes all the way down to the lake, yeah, so
Right,
that,
and then down Little Road after,
Yeah.
so what, it's the same road, it doesn't have a turn in it, you
Yeah.
go straight, and you'll figure it out, so we're going to the lake.
Wow.
So, yeah, so we're gonna clean up that road in downtown at the same time, so we can have more people around town at the same time versus just one area.
And then the nice thing about the market, Capitol Hill, is you get a nice walk getting back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, see, we'll have a car down there, so we'll drop off the car, that way you.
I think you have a
But for
car
those like Don that want to walk, we can actually have a contest, how about this? Whoever goes down the hill, the contest is gonna be to see whoever gets back up the hill first.
Yeah.
That'll be the contest.
Yeah.
See.
Done.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, can't participate.
you're talking about Chapel Hill.
Talk about the road from 204 down to the lake.
Yeah, whatever you want to
I
call
don't
it.
care what you guys wanna call it. No, I didn't even know there was a lake here for 6
Oh, my
months.
God.
When I was here. I thought it was a pond, whenever they're like, Lake Stevens, I'm like, where's the lake? I mean, I've been all around this place. See the lake.
Well, that's just a good sign. It keeps its eyes on the road.
Yeah.
That's a catch little glimpses.
No, I don't think it's-
Driving
I
lakeside
didn't see it.
accidentally.
It was Lake Stevens, you just never saw the actual lake.
It's the fatigue that he gets from reading all of those
Contracts.
insurance policies.
Yeah.
Let's say Lake Stevens.
So I got a question for you. When's the next fireside? Would that be,
I don't have clips, I don't go to the fireside.
okay. You want to do firesides?
Pardon, I was not paying attention.
Okay. When's the July fireside?
4th of July.
4th of July, oh, it's at your house.
Well, the 4th of July, yeah, but the fireside, is it the 11th?
I haven't planned one yet.
Okay,
Do we
I
need to
would
plan
like, since I have to clean the house up for the 4th of July and the yard and everything, I'm gonna volunteer to do the fireside in
Oh,
July.
that is fantastical.
And it'll be a real fire. So-
And what date is that, so I can email it out?
Is it the 11th? I was just looking at the calendar.
The 11th is
Thursday.
Thursday,
No, it would be the
9th is
Ninth.
Tuesday.
No, oh, I'm wrong, no, that's the.
Ron talked about Tuesday night, fireside, Wednesday night, his first board meeting.
All right, I will send an email out. What time does it start? What time would you like to?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, okay. And it goes till
It goes until 11 o'clock.
11?
Wow.
So he throws you in the lake.
It doesn't mean you have to stay
Oh
there.
my God.
It's just that the fire will probably burn that long, so.
Okay.
When the fire goes out, you go.
Right.
I will send that to Barbara.
Yeah, I guess that would be the night.
Are you guys still doing the, brewery every,
Yeah,
do you want to still?
first, the second Tuesday.
I think so. Okay,
Yeah.
but we're not doing the brewery in July.
Well, that's what I'm offering if we don't want to do that. So,
Check.
okay,
I will send that out.
all right.
Thank you.
Rand.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Glad to hear that the tent worked out well. I'll get all that back from you, Don, because I'll be setting up the farmer's market on the 26th. So we'll just have to arrange a time to get all that stuff moved back over. You've got a visitor behind you?
Hey, congratulations.
Get out.
We have to uncover. Oh, wow.
It's not heading, so can I reconfigure your? Yeah.
So are we gonna lose our screen?
For a second.
Okay. We're gonna lose you for a little bit, guys, so.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Darn those IT guys.
And before he does that, any more Rand, real quick?
A conversation should be had about, we should have the signups for all of the farmers markets and all of the activities online. The sign up for this week's farmers market, I don't think came out until Monday night or even Tuesday. So You know, as many of you in the room know what it's like to run a business, and our calendars get very, very busy, and we've got to block time for these things. So I would like to have the conversation at some point about how do we get all of these things. We should have already every club, every farmer's market this summer in Club Runner. We should all be able to go sign up for that right now and not make it a last minute thing. That's all I've got. We're not going to solve it now, but it's an issue.
Okay. One last thing, Bob and I both have all the stuff in our cars and we were gonna give it to Brian, today.
Okay, that's great. Then I'll come down to Brian's office and get it from him.
Is that okay, Brian?
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
Okay, yeah, that's probably the easy way to
I
do
don't
it.
care, I don't know.
Okay.
Just don't walk out in front of me while I'm driving.
Brian Ruland.
Mr. Mayor, just walks out in front without looking where, who's coming. I could have been a drunk driver.
crosswalk.
Maybe there's no crosswalk.
Walks right out. Just think about it, you go into the town, just walk right out.
I was drunk. What if I was drunk?
Okay, sorry. You wanna do it?
Think that.
I know, what if it was that second? Was he gonna just got with that?
I know. Yeah. Hi, Joyce. I have you draw the winning.
It's the right one. Come on.
It's fine. All right,
All right.
drum roll, please.
6, 7, 2, 4. 7,
7, 4, 3.
Oh, kidding.
That's fine.
No. So I would have gone last. Yeah.
I would.
All right, good morning all. Who was last in, last in, last in?
I'll take it.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, you got it.
Just not wearing their badge.
Oh, almost lasted.
Okay, okay. Oh, you don't count. You're not a Rotarian. Huh? You're not a Rotarian, are you? No, but I know that. But anybody else? We'll give you other opportunities. All right, let's do our happy butts. We're gonna start with our folks online. Mr. President-elect. There you go.
Happy 5, look forward to next week, and getting things going. So, all right.
Good
Everybody
deal.
enjoy. Hopefully it's nice over there. It's nice here. So
Johanna, good morning.
Aloha Friday. Have a good weekend and happy Father's Day.
All right, thank you. And who's that? Oh, Dan, yes.
Morning, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all your fathers out there. My daughter's having a recital at Lake Stevens High School for her dance team, and I'm excited to go to that each end of the school year. It's kind of a celebration in many regards this weekend. That's what makes me happy this weekend.
Digital Face Media.
I'd just like to thank Bob for helping me gain 5 pounds. He sent me out the door last week with a box full of sodas, which were wonderful and full of sugar. So thank you very much, Bob.
President.
Well, happy 5, for on Father's Day, of course, but also going tomorrow to my granddaughter's All-Star playoff game. She's doing real well at baseball. She's got an awesome pitch. So, it's fun to
Okay.
watch.
Good deal. Ryan. I'm just happy.
I am happy that my son is actually now officially a senior. And it's crazy, but yeah, so our last year for Alex to be in high school. And he's doing running start, so as of, the final bell rings next year, he'll have his AA and his degree. So awesome. So, yeah, he's great. But also, happy Father's Day. And I'm getting a lot of stuff done around my house, and I can't wait to have an open house and have everybody. Yeah.
Well, just looking forward to Father's Day. We'll do a little barbecue and so forth. And the weather's been fabulous and the weeds are not going to defeat me. I will overtake them. So good time.
See you, Joyce.
Oh, it's great to be here. I was just thinking about the first, when Rotary said we first started Rotary, we met in yeah, I think it was up in a restaurant somewhere. Bar, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a bar. But it's been so much fun to watch it grow and to get to meet all of these nice people. We've done a great job. You know, and I hope we continue to grow.
Mayor, I thank you to Rand for having us folks, record the state of the city at the chamber event on Wednesday. That was, and thankful that Brian wasn't drunk. I was getting there that.
Big week for my family. Brian and I are still happily married after 14 years. We now have a teenager in our house as of yesterday. And yeah.
Good luck.
It'll be amazing how much you and Brian learn for the next few years while we've got that team.
Sure.
Yes.
Now the growing. Okay, Brian.
I'm gonna be, in Florida the next 2 Fridays, so you all have fun.
You have one job, and that's to bring some other than that. Right?
Not the hurt. Friday.
Debbie.
Well, happy Friday and Father's Day, and I had the fun of going with the twins down to the zoo last Sunday before belated first day of Mother's Day. It was so fun to see them like engage with the animals.
That's all.
Yeah, we saw the giraffe, probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Friday, happy Father's Day, everybody.
Today is Friday, and I would like to wish all of us a happy Father's Day. Enjoy it.
Got to play golf yesterday up in a course called Sutton Valley, which is way to hell and out. Almost got lost. One of my cohorts kept passing the place. We had to call him. He got there 5 minutes before tee off time. We were there an hour in advance, so it was good.
Did you win?
No, I only shot 10 strokes over my age.
All right. 54.
Well, that's the birthday gift.
I'm happy it's Friday, attended Pride, it was great. It was great to see the mayor's speech the other day, and it was a nice full turnout for chamber, which was good. So, yeah.
Friday, we get to go to Kona Kitchen after this, and so yeah.
Happy Friday, out there,
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy and survived my trip down south. 100-degree weather in California, but I did get to see a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time, and a lot of free meals, so that was good.
All right, and I'm happy as well, so looking forward to our presentation.
So did you want to introduce yourself?
Yes.
Speaker?
Oh, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, he'll share that with us. So.
Yes.
Today we continue with another in our annual State of the District, School District Series. And this began 12 years ago when Amy Beth Cook talked to us about the Lake Stevens School District in her first year as superintendent. She shared how the district was recovering after the economy slumped in the mid-2000s. We talked about visiting each school, there were 12 at the time, and talking to students and staff. And she wanted the students of the district to continue succeeding, and they still do. Our series included phenomenal members of the district: Molly Langham, the head of nutrition services; Brian Moed, who at the time oversaw career and technical education; Jason Pearson, the high school athletic director; Kim LaFortune, the high school career counselor, who we worked closely with; Then, year after that, we had, students in from the DECA program to talk about that. Neil Proff, the high school band director, Matt White, director of the Early Learning Center. Jen Hudson, who's a student mental health specialist, talked to us about students coping with life and how we can help them. 3 years ago, Amy Beth returned to give an update on her 10 years with the district. 2 years ago, new superintendent Ken gave us a report about his first year. Last year, Wes Allen, the director of the Snow Isle Skills Tech Center, came and told us about their programs there, helping students learn a variety of trades and specialties. We've also had bonus visits when there was a sudden speaker vacancy or when the district was sharing about upcoming levies. No doubt we'll hear about that soon, because there's a bond coming up on the ballot. We expand our speaker outreach again by having program specialist Peter Slagle of the Regional Education Service Center, which is based in Anacortes. The Northwest Educational Service Center provides a wide range of educational services to 35 school districts in the 5 Northwest counties: Snohomish, Skagit, Whatcom Island, and San Juan. Peter's team provides pre-employment transition services to youth ages 14 to 21 who have an individual education plan or a 504 plan or a documented disability. These services include monthly workshops, job site tours, and paid internships. They partner with organizations like the Snohomish County Boys and Girls Clubs, Cedar Grove Compost, Symetra Integrated Medical, which is located here in Lake Stevens, and more to provide youth to gain valuable employment skills. He's been with the ESD for 2.5 years. He has a bachelor's degree in operations management, a master's degree in business administration, both from Eastern Washington University, home of the Eagles. Help me welcome Peter Slagle.
Well, thank you so much. I will donate. I'm happy to be able to come here and talk to you about the program that I represent here at the ESD. Is anyone here familiar with the Northwest Educational Service District and what they do? One. Okay. I usually when I go in that room, maybe there's one person that knows about it. The ESD serves as a support organization for 35 school districts. They range from nursing, para, IT, and then other gambit. But then our program is very specific. We focus on pre-employment transition services. Our program is funded through an organization called the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. There are over a dozen contractors in Washington that go and provide these services. We just happen to be one of them. My colleague Brian McQuay can't be here today, but he originally started this program back in 2017. I came on to the ESD in 2022. Prior to working at the ESD, I was a recruiter at Skagit Valley College. So I have a kind of brief background in the educational system as a whole. So what CREATS consists of is the main focus is providing 3 deliverables. These deliverables are work readiness training, self-advocacy, and the work-based learning experiences. So how our program works is we typically embed ourselves in the classroom, the resource class. Our target population are students who have an IEP, 504, or documented disability. There's data out there that shows about 30% of the students, once they graduate, they get a call from their school. They ask them, are you working? Are you in school? Part-time, full-time, are you in the military? What are you doing? About 30% of the students they call aren't doing anything. Our job is to kind of show them the different opportunities that are out there. I'm sure if you think about your high school track, how that might have changed, whether that might have been a great teacher that exposed you to the industry. But when I look back on my high school career, I know I never went on a single job site. Did anyone here ever go on a job site during high school? Did that change your that at all?
No, not at all.
So it wasn't beneficial at all.
I had to do it for work because we had half day and you could go to work the second half of the instead of school. So in order to get half day, I had to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
That was cool.
and I understand with our deliverable, again, I was a high school student.
You get one free day out of school, heck yeah, I'm gonna take that. But these job site tours, I feel are very intentional. When we go into the classroom this year, we're in 23 different high schools, that's the two of us. Multiple today, having fun. We are out and providing these monthly workshops. So we see about 1,000 students last year, we saw 2,000 students. Again, we embed our workshops once a month with these schools. So this year we talked about what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, why hire they? We talked about retirement. We talked about networking, first impression. And then we take them on these job site tours. So our program is looking to connect with businesses that want to potentially host students for about an hour or less. You know, your time is valuable. I know when we see a group of 100 students in the classroom during the day, they might have 102 different ideas of what they want to do. But by bringing them to companies, they get to see, smell, network, and kind of make that informed decision on what they want to do after high school. I know when I graduated, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just wanted to go to college. I am an advocate when I go in, just to advise them on being aware of the financial burden that college now has on high school graduates. The other part outside of facilitating job site tours is partnering with businesses to do paid internships. Give me 1 sec, I'm gonna do this. So again, job site tour.
I was worried about pushing any button.
Again, so we do not provide in workshops with Lake Stevens High School. There's another contractor that does that, but we partner with Byron Hickey to provide job site tours. So this year with Lake Stevens, we took them to Advanced Automotive. We took them to Volunteers of America, and we took them.
What dealership too, wasn't
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Sorry, I facilitated at least 40 different job sites through this entire story. So, typically we like to get a survey out to the students to identify what businesses they want to go to. Again, it's great that I am able to connect with businesses. We have that data from the students. I don't want to waste school time or student time. So again, typically a job site tour is about an hour. We can go down to a smaller amount depending upon your needs. We like to have a presenter talk about how they got started, if there is any training or education that is required. So then again, they can have a more informed decision on, hey, maybe I'm kind of interested in that. I don't know, talk to a professional, you know, what they did, what path made them successful to get there. Now, again, here are just a wide gamut of companies that we partner with to do job site tours. Again, wider range of different career interests. We've connected with construction companies, city municipalities, school districts, stress employment, professional habitat for humanity, local community colleges, some universities. So again, depending on the school and depending on the student's interest, these career opportunities really range. The next part of our program is working to partner with businesses to provide paid internships. Our paid internships benefit is we raise plus 60% for a minimum of 40 hours all the way up to 120. These internships have been super valuable. For example, there's a student in Oak Harbor High School. They have done an internship at Island Habitat for Humanity. I talked to their grandmother, and she was very excited that her daughter got to gain skills in cashiering. Before she started, she didn't know how to get off the correct path. And that is a skill that I think every employer
starting out, I don't want to look for them. I know my first job when I worked at Subway, you know, and at Gulf County, get out at the end of the night, you want to make sure it's correct. And math skills nowadays, I certainly struggle in my, so being able to give that support to that student is super valuable. So again, we partner with businesses to do paid internships. We reimburse up to 15, minimum wage plus 15% for 40 up to 120 hours. If for whatever reason, a student does not complete their 40 hours, we still reimburse the wages plus 15%. In our time of doing these paid internships, last year, we placed 80 students. We only had 3 students not work out. Now we never guarantee a job for these students. We vet these students once they do our paid internship survey by asking for a teacher, case manager, counselor to provide recommendation based on their ability, attitude. This partnership works both ways. Us providing a positive engagement for the student and also a positive experience for the business. Once a recommendation is given, we provide them with all the paperwork that they need, whether that is a link on your website, a blank application that we can provide, a shortening. For example, I know some city municipalities or even educational school districts, their application process is a lot. When to ask a 16, 17, 18-year-old to do it, it can get delayed. So there are ways for us to shorten this process. There is no number of students that you can take on. These hours can be October 1st is when our contract starts with DVR and ends September 30th. I know right now as we get into the summertime, it might not be possible to partner because our clientele are all on summer break, and we use our partner district as a main way of communicating these paid internships out. But Brian and I are always looking for more businesses to either provide job site tours or paid internships to give these students some valuable skills to move forward. Out of the 80 or so students that we placed last year, about 30% of them received an offer of full-time employment. Now, again, that can change. They're still in high school. They might have to decline that, or if other life situations happen, just don't know. There is a QR code up here. I do have a flyer to hand out or to provide you all. If you are interested, we'd love to connect further, whether it be a job site tour or a paid internship. We have several students from Lake Stephen High School right now that are doing paid internships at Volunteers of America, Computer Growth Conference. We'd love to continue to expand these business partnerships so that students gain some valuable working experience and have a stronger direction on where they want to go after that. That kind of concludes my short presentation. I appreciate again giving me this opportunity to speak to you all. Do you guys have any questions?
How much are what do you pay them? Who, or is that different for each job?
So we pay minimum wage. Now I know Wacom increased their minimum wage to $17.28, so we pay the state minimum.
Do any of the employers actually pay more than minimum wage for,
They can if they want, but we can only reimburse the minimum wage plus 15%. So
that's a pretty good track record. It sounds like about 96% or so of the students actually work out.
yeah, it is. And when you look at the pipeline, we may see 1,000, 2,000 students. Not all of them are going to engage in our program. Out of this year, we have about 200 students that we are tracking to get placed in paid internships, gather paperwork, have them do interviews. So there's a stipulation that can happen as we go through the pipeline for the students to get placed. But it's been very successful from what I've heard from the businesses and the students regarding their experience with work. A lot of these students, it will be their first time working, so understanding that we might be a little green
But our program goes all the way to 21. While we don't necessarily engage with college students, we partner with the local community colleges to grow our data. I understand, we knew that there is a developmental difference from an 18-year-old to a 21, 20-year-old. Well, we do our due diligence screening, prior to the audience questions about the paper. We give them a call. But so they're in that conversation, but again, we always leave it up to the video to make that decision on if they want to hire them or not.
So this program's not open to all students?
Unfortunately, no, I really wish it was. I get the feedback from a lot of the teachers that I see that is what we talk about, topics and job sites, everyone, but unfortunately.
We talked about, being open to students who are IAP or have disabilities. There's one other.
504 plan.
What is that?
So 504 plan is for ADHD, asthma, if you're diabetic, the high school treatment plan for you, so that you use for something. What you need to do is not that. And we do not require any documentation of what the student has. It's just a piece of paper that is required for the school and to check off of what.
So I question how many of these 16-year-olds really want to grow up to be an accountant. So really, what they really do think they want to be in that?
You know, that is a challenge. Our first workshop for the school that we see, we go over the different colleges. This year, we really focus on taking them to one college as well as two businesses throughout that job site tour. We ask them to review the different programs that they have, and then based off their revenue, the programs. Again, accounting is very specific, and typically you probably might even know someone prior that you don't know that recruiter is out there, so that you don't know exposure. Sounds like, Laura, you need to get involved so you can promote it on.
That's right.
I took accounting and psychology.
You go to great.
I'm just saying, that's why I majored in operations and not accounting.
You know, kind of following up, I was thinking the same thing about engineering. Having somebody go to an engineering office that is actually a efficient, functioning engineering office. It'd be about the most boring thing you can. To look at a sea of people sitting there on the computers doing work in silence.
Well, I took students to Everett Engineering. Well, it's manufacturing. They did get to speak to two of their top engineers. They talked about kind of their educational track. They didn't really show them a whole lot because it was on the computer, but our program, again, it comes down to the student initiative. If they really want to learn something, we all have smartphones. We have resources for them to kind of look up that information.
You know, I had actually a very close to what you're offering type of experience. So I graduated from high school. I was really into my teachers that were broadcasting, but more on the technical side. And so I went to work for a commercial radio station that summer. And I had already signed up for my first courses in college, following fall. And by the time I spent, actually, it was more than a summer, it was like 6 months working in radio. I changed my major. And, you know, nothing against radio, but it isn't as elegant as you would like to believe it is. And I had understood television kind of was the same. You know,
You don't knock television.
it really is, but it really does help to, even before you go through 4 years of university, it's a very good idea to kind of have a handle on What is that?
Yeah. I mean, my exposure to, careers in high school is just reading about it, not speaking, not talking about with a professional. And even nowadays, how college goes, like, people might start out wanting to do accounting or engineering, but once they start getting into higher level classes, it might not work out. So the sooner they can get an exposure on what that industry looks like, I think the better that they can, better success they have on determining what they want to do and hopefully make a smart financial choice, whether that be going to college or not.
Or similarly, like you guys were saying, that going to an accountant's office or engineering office firm that's working well looks so easy and boring. So when they're in these really hard classes, to be able to know that it's hard now and it pays off in the long run, right? And it is a financial good investment. Yeah, for nursing, I for sure became a nursing assistant first. So I was a part of the industry and knew what they really did instead of just like what was on TV, and it was for sure it's the hardest job on the earth as a nursing assistant. Anyways, definitely changed the trajectory of my life, and anyways, exposure is great. So not that my business is the end result for where people want to land professionally. I have a coffee shop, but I hire young people, 16 to 18, and I have learned that a lot of it's experience. Some people come out of there going, I thought that it was going to be easier to talk to the public. Now I realize they're not for me. Or, you know what I mean? Like, some people are like, I thought it, something was going to be easier. And now I've decided maybe I want a desk job someday, instead of dealing with the public face to face. Or maybe I don't want to be on my feet for 8 hours a day or whatever. I'd rather sit at a desk, or vice versa, So for me, having some of these young people that come in and out of the creamery, it's more about like the experiences they get, and how it might change, like what they think they might enjoy. And then maybe it's because of what they don't like, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's like a process of elimination.
When I sit through a couple of these, big internships, it gets to how much what they're all from. It's interesting to see too. They say, oh yeah, I really love working with kids. I have siblings. But then once they get into the actual work, I'm like, oh, maybe this career track isn't what I necessarily would want to do. And again, I think it's important to get exposure before you start making some more heavy financial decisions on education.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the statement that resonated with me always is it's that important to rule out what you don't like, because it's to rule in what you do want to do.
Yeah, we took a student to Lakeside Industries and Corliss. Sorry, I'm thinking of another Lakeside Industries. Sorry. Speaking of it, in Corliss is a giant mill facility, and we got to take them there. We got to walk about 2 miles, check out how wood cut, the different positions. And again, just showing them what's out there. It's been a great opportunity to partner with businesses because they get to see a side of work that you can't replicate in the classroom. Yeah, I could show them a video on YouTube, but unless they're actually in the job site where they're seeing, oh, here's a lathe machine, it's cutting this piece of material, here's a soldering, all these different stations, then it really starts forming that picture.
There might be a couple of questions in the chat.
One of the things that, I do taxes, and one of the things that very well happens is their kids grow up, and I have to, help them with getting them started in terms of, what to do with their money. But, one of the things I always tell them is, you're gonna have to figure out what you're good at, what you can actually make money at, and what you really enjoy doing. And if you're lucky, you get all three in one place, but generally you don't. And so you have to kind of figure out what it is you're willing to not do or don't want to do, and then try to move forward with, what you're willing to do, and what's gonna make money, to reach the goal or you have to be willing to work that out. It's not like that. I think the best way to do it, is, do stuff.
again, our program is a support organization for the high school that work in STEM. So we go and just try and find the best service for that with the students, but that they can do it. How do they do all that? So how that-
Do you give them any support in learning how to manage, now that they have their money, how to manage those funds?
We did a budgeting workshop. Individual, it can be case by case. I've not sat down with the student one-on-one to go over their finances. While I would be happy to do that, I also look at that and maybe there should be someone that's not someone random that comes in once a month, to talk to them about those specific finances, because they're gonna work differently, small stuff support. But the workshop that I did was, I just showed them what an average 16 to 18-year-old will make. Going off that budget, having them explore and see what does housing look like in here? Let's go to apartments.com or you're gonna live with one room by yourself, and you're with 2, 3, you're gonna live at home, okay? You're gonna move out, just know that you're gonna pay security, first month's rent. On top of that, what does your budget now look like? You know, drive, insurance. So again, it can be kind of complicated, especially this is a different class size that I'm in right now. So when I'm talking to individual students, it can being on a schedule too, like 90 minutes in a class period, it can be kind of hard to be on that more individual life. But yeah.
Type of supported employment, once those students are hired in a business, is there support for the employer and the student at the job site, or is this just you hire them and it's free range?
Yeah, it's a great question. So all our, these paid internships, the requirement is that a student must be able to work independently. Now, the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation has a separate umbrella under PREA. There is group PREA, what Brian and I do, and then there's individual PREA. Individual would be for someone that might be more importantly, such as a job coach. With them.
I think one thing is, think about engineering or accounting and some boring aspects, but I think if you bring someone in for a tour, there's more to a company than just sitting in a computer, that you gotta have clients and in our company, whether it's engineering or accounting or whatever, I'm helping somebody get better at their taxes, or I'm helping somebody get better at providing help for the public, or we're building a building or a bridge. And that's part of it that they probably don't see if you're walking through one of those particular areas. So there's more to it than just sitting in a computer. Yeah, right.
Well, you look at the screen and you can see some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
But it takes that like person, like for training, like we used to do with engineering students, like giving the background and the greater picture than just like what they walk through.
Right.
And like what's the great picture that clear.
I'm helping somebody else.
I used to be release entrance. Yeah, that was, usually we didn't spend a lot of time looking at the office. Usually we had a PowerPoint set up, what the product is.
I see my job as that. So I'm teaching them how to show up to work on time, how to communicate with their fellow employees, how to communicate. I talk about all the time, like, look somebody in the eye when you're speaking to them. Speak clearly, be intentional. If you say you're a multitasker, walk the walk, So a lot of people, like to put things on their resumes, especially when they're, young. And then it's like, and then me as an employer, sitting down and doing evaluations and say, okay, here's the things that you're doing amazingly in, but now here's some things that I see some opportunities for growth. So for me, I see the part that I play with the kids that come and work for me is that I'm that first step in how they will go into, a business where, it's a little bit higher stakes than making a cup of coffee or,
You should get a signing bonus for the next employer.
you know, and I find it to be really rewarding to be able to say, you know, this is your first job. This is probably the easiest job you're ever gonna have. But use it to your advantage, you know? Use these little skills to take that first step. Growing up, basically. Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah. And I tell that to them all the time. Depending on, no matter what you do, you could be a doctor, a dentist, a dump truck driver. You have to be able to keep it. So if you get that portion, then that's the limit. You can do whatever you want. Yeah. So.
Well, Peter, thank you very much. Thank you so much. It's a great program. I think just judging by all the input I've heard, I think everybody can kind of see the value of it. That's what I mean. So,
Yeah, I won't pass along my business card to anyone, to everyone, and if you're interested, please feel free to reach out on conversation.
cool. All right. Well, until Friday evening, enjoy, and then. See you later, everybody.
Yeah.
Good job. How about